Hello and welcome you in the course of Probability and Statistics. I am your instructor Hardik Joshi. Now, up to this stage, we should study the random variable, types of random variable, but all the things we have to restrict up to one dimension. Now, we have to include one more dimension. So, precisely in this lecture, we should study two-dimensional random variable. So, before continuing with this lecture, first of all, we have to see what is the requirement, what is the need. Yeah, two-dimensional random variable is helpful to measure, find out the probability of which type of physical quantity. So in one dimensional random variable, the outcome of any of the experiments had only one characteristic. Definitely, if either you have to assign that random variable is x, random variable y. So it is corresponding to only one characteristics. It may be any of the physical quantity, it's any of the geometrical behavior, whatever you want to calculate, but is calculate or find out the probability corresponding to one single experiment. But when we have to deal with the real life situation, so in many situations, the outcome of a random experiment depends on two or more than two characteristics. And whenever we have to refer any of the practical approach, real life application, so definitely in most probably around 70 to 80% case, it's not corresponding to one dimension. It may be two dimensional or more than two characteristics is included. Suppose we have to consider if we have to measure voltage and current of a certain particular experiments. So here we have to observe two quantity, voltage as well as currents. So when we have to observe or find out the probability of two particular physical phenomena, voltage and current, at that time one dimensional random variable is not helpful. So that's why we have to move from one dimension to two dimension. The second example is the blood pressure of a person is measured with respect to age. So definitely any of the doctor, if we have to measure the blood pressure, then it's definitely depends on the age of the person. So here simultaneously two parameters, blood pressure and age, both are measured to find out the accurate data of that person. Measure the height and weight of any of the students, every person in a particular, say, Ahmedabad city. So to describe such type of experiments, mathematically we have to introduce, say, two-dimensional random variable. So let's see the definition. So capital X and capital Y we have to assign, say, two different random variable, and corresponding function is represented like coordinate x comma y. And now here we have to talk about the coordinates. So definitely it's coming from the R2 plane, because we have to consider x as well as y coordinates. So these are the simple definition of two-dimensional random variable. Now if we have to consider the discrete case, so if the capital X and capital Y are two, in discrete case both x as well as y are discrete random variable, then we define the joint probability function. Remember, here we have to talk about one random variable x, second random variable y, and we have to observe the probability of that random experiment together. That's why sometimes it's also known as joint probability function. Simply you may refer probability function. and is denoted by usual notation. In one dimension, we know that say probability of capital X is equal to small x and is equal to simply f of x. So just we have to extend that definition from one dimension to two dimension. So probability of x is equal to x, comma capital Y is equal to y is equal to f of xy. Now, if these are a joint probability function, then it must satisfy the following two conditions. The first one, the function f of two variable x and y is always greater than or equal to 0. And the second one, the sum over x, sum over y, f of xy is equal to 1. Remember, we cannot introduce any of the new concept. The concept in two-dimensional random variable is almost same as in one dimension. Even though both the conditions are same, just we have to include one more random variable y. So almost definition is same as compared to the one-dimensional random variable. Now in this slide we have to show the joint probability table. Now say first column, say capital X, that is first random variable, and corresponding event, so x1, x2 up to xn. Now first row, that is capital Y, that is our second random experiment, corresponding events is y1, y2 up to yn. Now corresponding to this x1, y1, the joint probability function is represented like this f of x1, y1. Corresponding to x1, y2, the joint probability function is represented like f of x1, y2. So on f of x1, yn. Same thing if we have to talk about this particular first column, second column, and in general corresponding to this xn and yn, the probability function is denoted like f of xn, yn. Now this last column is nothing, f1 x1 is nothing but is just a addition of this particular row. That is when we have to add up f of x1 y1 plus f of x1 y2 and so on f of x1 yn, then it leads the quantity f1 x1. Same thing for each and every row. Now this last row is nothing but is just an summation of this particular column. So precisely f of x1 y1 plus f of x2 y1, so on f of xn yn, it splits to f2 y1. And whenever we have to add up this last row as well as this last column, then it gives the probability of sample space, that is 1, and is always 1. If we are not able to, this quantity is 1, then definitely you may be realize there is something error in our calculation. So this table is known as joint probability table. The probability capital X is equal to xz is obtained by adding all entry. So just we have to discuss in our previous table is same thing. The probability of x is equal to xz is denoted by f1 xj and is nothing, is the sum of that particular row. Similarly, probability of y is equal to yk is equal to f2 yk and is nothing, addition of that particular column, that is sum k running from 1 to m f of xj yk. Let's see the example. The joint probability function of two discrete random variable x and y is given by. So the question tells that the f of xy, that is these are the joint probability function, because f is a function of two variable, that's why is a joint probability function. It is also given in the question capital X, capital Y is a discrete random variable, and its joint probability function is defined as c into 2x plus y, where capital X and capital Y can assume all integers such that where small x is coming between 0 to 2 and the small y is coming between 0 to 3, and accept this value of x and y, the value of this joint probability function is 0 in rest of this particular interval. We are interested to find the value of the constant C, this unknown variable. Second, we are interested to find out the probability of random variable when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. Finally, we have to calculate the probability of random variable x when is greater or equal to 1 and random variable y 1 is less than or equal to 2. So before dealing with the solution, we have to define some of the strategy which can be helpful to solve this particular example. So the sample point is represented like this ordinate xy because it's a joint probability function. So the sample point xy for which probability are different. Remember, for this, when x is coming between 0 to 2 and y is coming between 0 to 3, its probability function is represented like this, c into 2x plus y. And rest of these points, its a probability function takes the value 0. So first of all, we have to say plot the sample point of xy for which probability is different from 0. So see carefully this figure. Now it is given in the question x is coming from 0 to 2 and it's also given it takes all the integer value. So in 0 to 2 definitely the integer is 0, 1, 2 and in y direction the y takes the value between 0 to 3 and again we have to consider the integer. So it may include 0, 1, 2 and 3. So our sample space precisely contains say point 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. Similarly, these all. So there are total 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That is, there are 12 points. Now on these 12 points, the probability function takes the non-zero value and is c into 2x plus y. If we have to consider any of the point which are beyond this particular figure, then at that point, so precisely 5, 6. So definitely is outside this figure. So at that point 5, 6, the value of probability function f of xy is 0. So same thing is we have to write down here. Figure represent the sample points whose probability are different from 0. The probability associated with these points is given by this probability function c into 2x plus y. Now next our goal is we have to find out this value of unknown, that is find out the value of constant c. So to find out the value of c, we have to prepare the joint probability table. So x takes the value 0, 1 and 2. So we have to write down the first column 0, 1, 2. Y takes the value between 0 and 3. So we have to assign first row 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now just for sake of conveniency, we have to write down probability function in the margin, that is f of xy is c into 2x plus y. So remember, when x is 0, y is 0. So 2 into 0 is 0, y is 0, c into 0. So the value of the f of xy is 0. When x 0, y 1. X 0, so first term is 1, is y is 1, so c into 1, so this value is c. When x is 0, y is 2. X 0, y 2, that is 0 plus 2 into c, that is the value of joint probability function is 2c. Similarly, x 0, y 3. So 2 into 0 plus 3, so value of f of xy is 3c. Similarly, if we have to talk about when x is 1, y is 1. So when x, y both are 1, that is 2 into 1, so 2 plus 1, that is 3c. Similarly, when x is 2, y is 3. X 2, so 2 into 2, 4, y is 3, 4 plus 3, so 7. So value of probability function is 7c. So in this manner, we have to obtain the value of joint probability function corresponding to each and every sample points. Now this last column is nothing it's just an addition of this particular row. That is 0 plus C, that is C, C plus 2C, that is 3C, 3C plus 3C, that is 6C. Now 2C plus 3C, that is 5C, 5C plus 4C, 9C, 9C plus 5C, that is 14C. Similarly this one. Now this last row is nothing but is addition of this particular column. That is 0 plus 2C, that is 2C, 2C plus 4C, that is 6C. Similarly, the addition of this last column gives 15C. Finally, find out the addition of this last row, that is 6C plus 9C, 15C, 15C plus 12C, 27C, 27C plus 15C, that is 42C. And you have to add up this particular column, that is 6C plus 14C plus 22C, then you have to get the same value, 42C. And we know that these are the grand total and is equivalent to the probability of sample space, that is 1. That is, we have to arrive at 42C is 1, so we have to obtain the value of the unknown C is equal to 1 by 42. So this gives the solution of the first option. Let's second option. Now from the table we have to see that probability of x equal to 2, y equal to 1. So is nothing, just we have to consider now x equal to 2, that is second row, y is equal to 1, that is second column. And corresponding joint probability function takes the value 5c. But in first option we have to calculate c is 1 by 42. So probability of x and y when random variable x takes the value 2, random variable y takes the value 1 is 5 by 42. Now in the third option we are interested to calculate probability of x greater equal to 1, y less than equal to 2. So first of all we have to find out it includes how many points. So we know that x takes the value 0 to 2 and here is x greater equal to 1. So 0 is excluded, so we have to include 2 points of x, 1 as well as 2. Y less than equal to 2, but we know that y cover the value 0 to 3, but y less than equal to 2, so again we have to exclude 3. So y takes the value 3 value, y is 0, y is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. So corresponding this value of xi and value of yi, we have to write down all the possible combinations. So it consists of 6 possible combinations. Probability of x equal to 1, y 0. So we have to write down first of all the possible combination which can be formed with the help of x is equal to 1 with y. So x1, y0, probability of x is 1 is fixed, y is 1, plus probability of x equal to 1 is again fixed, y is equal to 2. So here we have to consider all possible combination of x is equal to 1 with y. Similarly, when x is equal to 2, write down all the possible combination with y. So we have to form a 6 possible combination. Now, when probability x is 1, y is 0, so we have to consider this value from the joint probability table and it is 2c. When x and y both are takes the value 1, its probability function takes the value 3c. Similarly, when x and y both are takes the value 2, it gives 6c. So simple addition leads 24c. But c is 1 by 42. So next we have to cancel out the common factor 6. So it leads probability of x when it's greater or equal to 1 and y when it is less than or equal to 2 is 4 by 7. So thank you so much for paying your attention.